Sucking on my own dick. Yeah, you know I'm sucking on my own dick. Sucking on my dick. Everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our own dicks. Everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our dicks. Yeah, you know I'm sucking on my dicks.
Ooh,
We're back.
we're back
In person.
in person.
Not since before Thanksgiving, dude.
It feels like I'm hearing you twice, even though I'm just hearing you normal.
Right, yeah.
Because like you're there and in the headphones.
You're not used to this.
I'm used to being alone. No, what happened was, so Nick texted me and he was like, "Hey, do you want to start doing it in person again?" And I said, "Probably, but I need to think about it." And then I completely forgot.
No, but you followed up with, you know what, it's fine.
Oh, I did?
I have the receipts, dude.
Oh, I'm sure I did.
Yeah.
In any case, I completely forgot that.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here like refreshing a Zoom session, just like, man, where's Nick?
Right. Yeah.
And then you're downstairs, just like at my front door.
Yeah. Too late.
Yeah, and I can never hear my front door, and you don't have data.
Yeah,
so,
but I connected
you don't have
to
a phone number.
I
really.
connected to. I do.
Yeah.
Not, I actually do not have a phone number.
Yeah.
I connected to your Wi-Fi and texted you via iMessage.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we're here, and I'm nervous.
Everything's fine.
I know.
The window's open.
The window's open.
Mm-hmm.
We're about 4.5 feet apart,
That's
which is as much as we can really do in my bedroom.
people say 6 feet. I go middle plane seat. If it's good enough for the airlines, I think it's good enough for everybody. That's what I'm saying. You know,
We got to get some airplane seats in here.
we should. We had airplane seats.
Yeah, we did.
Remember them? For
Yeah.
that thing that I shot. Oh, we should have kept those for the pocket, dude. We
Yeah.
should have. Whenever we get the video up and running, we should have just like done it from like. We should have made it look like a crashed airplane. Like that's where we're podcasting from.
Oh yeah, or it's like us in it looks like we're in like the cockpit or something, and
Yes.
then the green screen footage is just 9/11.
I was gonna say the last episode of the podcast reveals that we're doing 9/11.
Yes.
It's like the end of Remember Me or whatever the fuck. Like, yeah, I mean, I'll get those airplane seats back. I don't think anybody misses them. I don't think they're gonna go back in the plane.
I'd imagine not.
No,
But
definitely.
yeah,
not.
we're here. I've fully Howard Hughes'd out.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of germs.
Brendan's room. So since we've been doing the podcast, Brendan's room has had like 4 different configurations, and he's looped back around to the first one.
Yeah, I love moving the furniture every time for some reason, I really think that moving the furniture is going to, in some way, like, fundamentally change my life and the person that I am.
Yeah. It's how you can gauge when you're going through something. No, really. That's how. That's
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
Well, it makes sense too because you're like, okay, it's. I mean, it's very Jordan Peterson of you, where you're like, it starts here. Yeah, no, it's giving me.
Everyone knows that you must start with external changes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get your clothes off the floor.
Yeah.
No.
Famously, the wisdom is you must change your surroundings before you can change yourself. Famously.
Well, it's giving me flashbacks because that's how the bed was when my fluid was leaking out of my brain. That's exactly.
yeah.
That's where I laid, dude.
Yeah, that was your your final resting place.
That's where I laid, like Putin or not Putin, Lenin, whichever the one, whoever was in glass.
That's a pretty sick power move.
To just lay in glass like a Russian vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And people come up and like there was like just a line of people like weeping, waiting to touch the glass.
Is there still? Is that still around?
No, I don't think. No, he's not still there, is he?
I don't know. Like, is there just still a skeleton there, or like, is it so airtight that it's like
That's a
kind of mummified?
That's a great question. I would imagine. I don't think he's still there. I think he was there for a little bit. I think like remember, like they did it with RBG. No, was RBG in glass? Did they have RBG in a crystal?
Certainly not.
I could have sworn that they had RBG in a slab of quartz.
I gotta assume no.
Okay.
They just pressed her in amber.
Yeah, dude.
I was thinking like those like I forget if it was Japanese or what, but those like Asian monks who like like that they tried to mummify themselves while they were alive by like just
holding their arm up.
I don't know about holding their arm up, but they just drank poisonous tree sap for like a year and like meditated, and like the goal was to like mummify before you fully die, which is like impossible, but
Right.
they lived on like cliff tops so they didn't rot or whatever. I want to do that, but like it's just coming. I'm just coming out all of the toxins. Like I'm just coming myself so dry that I never rot.
That's like the pure opposite philosophy of nofap.
Yeah.
I like that, dude.
You get all of your cum out so that you can become closer to God.
Right. Absolutely. This is actually, Brendan, this is one step away from being American eunuch, dude, where you're like, I gotta cut it off at the source. This is the only way to live forever. Oh my God.
Hell yeah.
I like it. To piggyback off I know that we talked about that on the bonus. If you want to hear that, subscribe to the Patreon. But to piggyback off the last thing we talked about on the bonus on Monday or Tuesday or whatever.
Yeah.
Brandon, I got back into PayPal, dude.
You got back into PayPal?
I'm back in the PayPal game. They couldn't stop me. They couldn't. Also, they had absolutely nothing on me. Once I put in my social, I figured it out. So I hadn't hit the threshold yet of when they would start taxing my income. It's once you hit like $10,000 or 200 seller transactions or like goods and services transactions. But they also make you verify if you're on your way there. So I was just on my way. I had not hit it yet. So I'm back. I've got a PayPal. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I've been walking around today just like with like a spring in my step, just like, okay, like I'm not as walled in as I thought. And I got an E-Trade account and a Robinhood account. I'm ready to start buying stocks.
With what?
Hospital jail money.
Okay.
It's all coming down the pipeline, Brendan. I'm talking Isaac. He's explaining what IPOs are. I think I'm going to do very well with stocks, dude.
Yeah. When our empire grows, I think we're gonna have to create some sort of position for Isaac.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, Isaac most certainly has a position. Isaac is going to be...
His job will be to take the Patreon money and just use it for schemes.
Dude, I will tell you this right now. When I am putting glass after I die, Isaac's going to be right next to me, banging on it, screaming, begging people to let him out. Isaac is coming with me, dude, like my most favored cat.
He's crucially important.
He's so important. Isaac is the most important. He's the most important man in my life. I mean, what can I say, dude? I've really come full circle on Isaac.
Isaac's great.
He's the best. Yeah, dude. I think he's been explaining stocks and Matt's podcast. I think I'm going to do good with stocks because it seems like it just feels like vibes on like, it just feels like the ultimate game of vibes. I think I'm going to do well. I can just feel it.
I wish you all the luck in the world.
I'm going to need that.
Honestly, I feel like going into it purely vibes based, you're going to do like slightly better than average.
That's how I feel too. I think the mistake is being intimidated and thinking that it's real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
well, also the thing is like you have been at $0 so many times.
Zero is generous.
That there's no way this can break you.
Yeah, dude, seriously, like if I log in and just see negative whatever, I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
I was mold in the darkness, dude. Like, I'm the bane of having no money. Yeah, I think I'm pretty
I got to
excited.
get some of this hospital jail money.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you what. If the stocks go well, maybe I'll give you a little allowance.
So generous.
Brendan, I'm generous, dude. A lot of people don't believe. Anyway, but what I was gonna get at is with the biggest weight off my shoulders about the PayPal thing and me not having a 1099K or whatever they call it. It's a new type of 1099. Is I don't have to be mad at Robert Benford anymore. I can go back to mutual admiration. You know,
I'm still a bit skeptical of all of this, but I know that you're fine.
I'm back in PayPal.
Yeah.
Dude. Nobody can stop me.
Hell yeah. Now you can purchase things on eBay again.
Yeah, I can start using Discogs again. They were like, it was kind of a gift because like Robert Benford was the only thing stopping me from spending thousands more dollars on records because I don't have a PayPal account.
I'm so glad I like admitted to myself that I don't enjoy records.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
As I don't know. As I like shed my pretentious hobbies, I just feel so clean.
I genuinely miss them. It's probably the most like because it's the only time I would really like get into new music. I was talking about it with On the Rainy Ep a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it's a dream to one day go back to having that, especially because my girlfriend loves music. But no, man, it's good to just be like, no, this is who I am. I don't need this like weird. I don't need to be clinging to 22-year-old Brendan, Dinosaur Jr. shirt Brendan.
I am continually surprised by what people find online and post in the Discord.
I love it.
Someone found a photo of me all hot hanging out with. That photo was taken at a folk punk festival.
Oh, I thought that was like somebody's porch.
No, it was like a pagoda, or not pagoda, gazebo.
Gazebo, yeah.
It was a gazebo in a park in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. There was this thing called Folk the Park that this kid, I'm not going to say his name because I think he got like homeless canceled.
Yikes. That's a rough
Yeah,
cancel.
he got canceled by the other homeless people.
You have nowhere to go.
Yeah. So it's like, hey, man, you're kind of a predator, so you're going to have to not sleep on the streets with us.
Dude, if you get homeless canceled, you have no choice but to rejoin society.
Yeah. He's like, fuck, I got drunk and I like groped a woman, so now I have to buy a suit. Oh. I have to have a briefcase.
Every day on your commute to work, you just like look at tent cities and get wistful. Just like,
Yeah.
I wish I could go back.
But yeah, that guy, he was very interesting. He he was like friends with like a close friend of mine, and he would just like disappear to New York and like live in squats for like half the year, and then he'd come back and stay at his mom's house. But he'd bring like the people he would bring with him, like he would bring just like full adults back. Yeah. Like I remember there's this guy Raz who he brought with him who was like 45. And then him and Raz were just like sleeping on his mom's like living room floor. Oh. And then him and Raz would come hang out with us every day for like 2 months.
Dude,
looking back on it, it's like none of this was good, but what memories.
Dude, guys like that, because we had guys like that too in our little derp. The creepiest thing about the 45-year-old dudes that are hanging out is like they will still talk about plans for the future. Like,
yeah.
And it's like, dude, you're gonna have arthritis in like 10 years.
Yeah.
Like,
you have not slept on not a couch in so long.
In probably like 2-3 decades.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dude, those
but
guys.
yeah, Raz was on the come up because he was in a McDonald's commercial. He was like, you know, because he was one of those dudes like where basically, you know, full punk costume at all times.
Right.
Never not like dressed to the nines.
Right. And Central Casting likes that for a little bit.
Yeah. So what happened was he was actually just walking by the set of a McDonald's commercial, and they just like liked his look, brought him in, filmed a shot of him like smiling next to Ronald McDonald, like both holding up little smiles.
Oh my God.
And then they gave him like $12,000.
Holy shit.
Which I assume killed him. I assume killed him because like he so he had like just gotten this money, and he was doing things like he like bought a coffee, and then we were like all sitting like outside of the coffee place. Then he's like, I'm gonna go get another coffee, and he throws his coffee in the trash. And we're like, dude, they have refills. You can just refill your coffee. And he's like, I got money.
Oh my God, dude. He thought he had fuck you money.
He thought he had. Well, for a 45-year-old homeless crust punk guy, he did.
$1,200.
It was $12,000.
Oh! I heard 12. I was thinking, I'm worried about my stimulus. I thought it was 12. Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah.
12,000. You know, I've been known to do things like he's doing when I had like $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I empathize with Raz.
But yeah, he and he had this behavior that I saw again. Like I saw this delusional belief again from when I was working at the bank in Philly. There was this guy who got this like big settlement from the VA of like back pay,
Right.
and they gave him like $80,000. And for some reason, when people who have never had money suddenly get a lot of money at once, for some reason they think it's going to happen again.
Yeah, I've heard. I've heard
So
this. Yeah.
he's like, yeah, I'm like. Yeah, I'm probably going to blow through this, but it's okay because I'm going to get another one, and then I'm going to save that one.
Right. Yeah. These people think that. Yeah. No, it's not going to happen like that.
No.
It never does.
It never, ever does. Yeah, I remember the dude in Philly, like, every daily he would come in and withdraw, like, $600 cash.
Oh, my God.
And the manager would come out, and he'd be like, let us help you buy a house, please. Please let us do something with this money for you.
What do you think he was doing with that 600, dude?
Oh, he'd go to the liquor store,
600
hookers.
Well, hookers makes sense.
Yeah, he's getting fucked up, going to the strip club.
Well, how old was this guy?
Like 60.
Yeah, but
Though really it was hard. I mean, it was like an old black Vietnam vet, so like indiscernible age.
who knows? Dude?
Could have been like, I mean, he had to be old enough to be in Vietnam, but it's like this guy could be 100 years old.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I don't know how I feel about that. On one hand, it's like, yeah, maybe you should get a house. On the other hand, I'm like, oh, let my man live, dude. Let him live these final days.
If he didn't have kids, I would agree with you.
Oh, he had kids.
Of course, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
He had kids and he had like a girlfriend.
Oh,
And
no.
I think he kept spending all the money on the girlfriend, but he like didn't buy his kids anything. He would talk about things that he like wanted to buy for his kids, but then he's like, be like, yeah, we're going on a cruise, me and my girlfriend.
Oh, dude, cruises. Poor people love to ball out on cruises. It's like the worst way you can fucking spend money.
Yeah, it seems like a hellish experience.
It's a horrible experience.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, you're like, I would be the least morbidly obese guy there, which is like, that's rough.
Yeah, for real. It's
When I'm like top half fitness wise of any situation,
right.
this group of people should not have been assembled.
This boat should go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a seasick hotel. It sucks.
Yeah.
I've never even
Plus, the impractical jokers are there.
actually
You're getting pranked.
that might be kind of fun if there was a cruise where the impractical jokers are just like running amok. Nobody's filming it. They're just sabotaging different fucking cruise members.
Oh yeah, it's not their cruise.
Yeah.
They're on like the new metal cruise.
They've stowed away like the Marx Brothers movie Monkey Business. They're hiding in the coats. Oh fuck. Yeah, man. That crushes me to hear that about that dude just fucking like burning through 12 grand. Number one, how did they did he have a bank account? How did they give him the 12 grand? He probably cashed the check, I guess.
He had a bank. He had a bank account.
Okay.
I know that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just like, I don't. It's one of those situations where you're just like, man, this is really fucked. Like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but it's just like,
should we stop him?
Yeah, it's like, should we stop him? It's like, he's a good hang. Also, it's like, it's kind of fun to hear his lie stories.
That is
about like hanging out with famous musicians.
Dude, it's tough when like sometimes there are hangs. There are people where you enjoy the hang, but you hang with them like fully prepared for the fact that they're just going to disappear one day and you will not know what happened to them. I've had a lot of hangs like that in my life. It's good to have a few of those guys around.
But yeah, so once a year, this dude, the friend our age who would go off and be homeless or whatever, he would organize this like big like folk punk festival in the park. And just like fucking just the worst crust punks would just descend. Dude. Just descend on the town.
Dude. And this was in Lancaster?
Yeah.
Which is like I imagine is like a fairly, not a crust punk, like at the forefront town, right?
I mean, it was like a kind of a hipstery town.
Oh, okay.
Like this little city, but they'd all have like their different lie stories about like what train they hopped to get there.
Dude, do you know how hard it is to get on a train without a ticket? Like, that's my favorite fucking lie that like folk punks and crust punks tell me all their stories about like.
It's like this can't be like this can't be an easy way to travel now.
Yeah, dude, it's not. I'm like you hear these people that are like, yeah, I hopped on the back of like a freighter, like I hopped in. And it's like you couldn't open one of those doors. They're so fucking heavy. Like I don't believe you. Yeah, dude. We had a lot of people like that who would just like roll into like Hamden, like house shows in Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm sure Baltimore.
Oh my god, the absolute worst. But this was a different barn dog, dude. You were at this folk punk festival.
Yeah.
Probably smelling ripe.
Smelling ripe. Chatting up girls with armpit hair.
I mean, you look fucking, you and the guy, if you like showed me that photo and I didn't know who you were, I'd be like, these are probably like the two coolest guys in town. You look hot and cool in that photo, dude.
I did look cool. That was my buddy Brian.
Yeah, like it's fun.
That's the dude I made all the beats with.
Yeah. When they posted that picture in I wish I had one picture of me that looked as good as you look in that picture, and your response was still just like full throttle panic. You were like, where the fuck did you find this?
Yeah, I guess I should cherish these rare photos of me young and hot.
You look great. You take good
young
photos.
and hot. Honestly, that photo, hottest I've probably that day, the hottest I've ever looked in my entire life. And I was getting no pussy.
Brendan, if I had a photo like that and I was single, even though that photo is like 7 or 8 years old, that would be the first photo on my Tinder. If I had a photo as good as you look in that.
You think I should be 29 with a photo of me like 23 on my Tinder?
I don't remember rules on Tinder that say you can't do that.
It'd be funny, just like keep pushing it further where it's like I'm like 40 and my photo is just like clearly a senior like picture.
Yeah, it's got like the fucking like that weird
like dappled gray background.
Dappled blue and gray background, you're in a tux.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's fair because like, dude, I mean, you'll see girls on Tinder where it's like it's 3 photos of them and in each of the 3 photos it's them plus 2 of their, and like the friends are the same in every photo, and you're like, fucking, which one are you?
Who are you?
Which one of these 3 women are you?
Mm-hmm. And then the big red flag is like when they have completely different hair in each one.
Oh yes,
and you're like, so either these photos were taken over a long period of time, or this woman is exciting.
She gets a lot of ideas month to month. And it's truly hard to suss out which of those is the worst option.
Man, I used to just dive headlong at like the worst red flags back in like the OkCupid days.
It's fun.
I think the darkest experience I had from OkCupid was I started dating this like weird like art school girl, really into like anime and stuff, and just like very weird like and I did that many times where you start dating a girl and then you slowly realize that you're the only person in her life.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
When I broke it off with her, she said, "But you're my only friend."
Holy fuck, dude. That's very
You're just
sad.
like, oh, this is a very sad person.
That's really fucking sad. I had a flashback today. I remember when like Dom and Tim had to like talk me out of going on a Tinder date to Las Vegas with a woman because I matched with a mommy on Tinder. She was like, maybe she was like 33 or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. She was in her early 30s. And
It's funny that like we're getting older, but like our brains don't realize it. So you're probably like, you probably see women like your own age, and you're like, MILF, nice.
well, I was 23. Yeah, I was 23 or 24 when this happened. So, so we're still in mommy range. All right. Now I've fully like I am approaching. You're right. I'm approaching single daddy age. All right.
Yeah.
I admit it. But this lady messaged. She was super it was your Baby Driver came out. Mm-hmm. She was messaging me about Baby Driver. Like she started messaging me, which is fine.
She's like, have you seen Baby Driver? Nothing is ever going to happen to Kevin Spacey.
She basically started like, because there's some old song in it, and she's just talking about the song. She's like, I bet you're too young to even like know that song. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And we hit it off, like cute banter back and forth. And she's like, hey, I have an extra plane ticket to Las Vegas this weekend. Do you want to come with me? And I was like, at this point, I didn't have enough money in my bank account to do nice things for myself. So I was like, okay, I might get laid and like a weekend on the in the city of the, you know, what do they call Vegas again?
I don't know the nickname.
In the city of Jews itself, you know? I get to go
in the city of hell.
I get to go to the city of Jews and see the Trump Hotel. That'll be fucking nice.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'll go to Las Vegas with you. And she goes, great, this is going to be awesome. And then when we get there, I can introduce you to my other family. And she was like, that. And I was like telling Dom and Tim this, thinking like, oh, isn't this funny? I think a very funny thing is going to happen to me this weekend. And they were both like, Nick,
that's barn dog thinking. You can't make decisions based off of a bit that you're going to write about it later.
And they both basically like looked at me very seriously. They were like, Nick, don't go. they were like, stay here. Please don't leave this house. They were like, her other family. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, so you're her family already? Was that what she was implying?
I don't know. I assume that she has a family. I assume that there's an anonymous group of other people who are very important to her. I mean, really what it sounds like is like a cult. It sounds like I was getting ready to be like inducted into Nixium or something.
It did. Yeah, that was my thought.
I would, dude, and dude, if you get me alone with a hot woman, I'm isolated in Vegas, she shows me a good time, and then we wind up at a cult clubhouse, I will not come back from that.
I know.
That will be too persuasive of an experience. I'll be fucking wearing fresh ass kicks and white robes by Monday. I'm so glad I did not get on that plane. Oh, fuck.
Then the next time we see you, it's you just in a big pile of dead bodies on the news.
Shaved head.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. Dude.
Yeah. Dude, I could definitely have wound up in a cult if things had played out different.
If you caught me young, there is a window where I can tell you I would have been like pushed all my chips in on a cult if they made me feel good enough.
Honestly, if I hadn't met Bae and I definitively quit comedy and I was just rudderless, I would take whatever purpose presented itself first.
Dude, you would have been a prime target for the Scientology dudes with like pamphlets in front of a.
Oh, they've spoke to me before. They flagged me down.
Did they get you for a spell?
Yeah, the guy in the suit, just like, hell, excuse me. You're like, well, he's wearing a suit, so this must be something positive, I suppose. I
mean, they have an effective. I'll tell you, I talk about it when we went to the Psychiatry and Industry of Death Museum. They have the same tactic as like Twitter communists, where like all they do is point out a bunch of horrible things the United States has done, and they have done those things. So like that was their whole thing with psychiatry is like, look at how horrible psychiatry is. Like it's racist, and it's all true. And they're like, so the answer to that, like on Twitter, they're like, so the answer to all these horrible things the United States did is obviously CCP, Communist China. And Scientologists are just like, yeah, don't go to therapy. You got to come here. You have to let us like shock you with our
come
weird
chill.
Come chill. We've got those fucking balls that you put your hands on and like lightning hits your fingers. Our whole religion is based around cool shit that you can win at Chuck E. Cheese's.
Dude, I would accept being part of any organization.
Oh, just
like any sort of organization where it's just like look at like the dudes in Narcos, like his Sicarios.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, where does that guy live? He's always on the base.
Yeah.
It's like that guy doesn't have bills.
Well, they're like real life fucking Dr. Evil henchmen, dude.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They're loyal to their fucking capo. You
Yeah.
would love that.
I could accept that, yeah.
Yeah, you would definitely. You get a little pussy every now and again.
Yeah. I started playing Stardew Valley again, and it's already just like entranced me where I'm just like, what if I had land and no one took my money? What if I just raised my little vegetables and sold them to my friends and I had enough money to be alive?
Oh, shit, dude. We're coming back to libertarian barn dog.
But they don't let you, like, it's impossible. They won't let you do that.
Oh, in Stardew Valley, they make you what?
No, I'm talking in real life.
Oh yeah, no, they force you to participate.
God damn
It's
it.
wrong.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This is what Ted was all up in arms about, dude. He was like, I am trying to not play.
There's no like just like little local economy anymore where your money bounces back and forth.
Nope, dude. It's like you can't leave.
Because fucking everybody's breaking the strike. You know?
Yeah.
It's like I spend my money at the little corner store. They spend it on Amazon. It's like, bro,
come on.
That wasn't the deal.
Yeah, dude. It's like you can't. It's like leaving the map in Fortnite. You can't do it, dude. You got to stay in society, otherwise you get zapped by a purple storm.
Yeah,
that's capitalism in a nutshell, basically.
And honestly, the only way to beat it is to be like Raz. Those are the people as close to leaving the system.
Blowing $12,000.
Yeah.
On 5 cups of coffee a day at Starbucks, dude. You know,
but I remember debating like 'cause, we had this friend who he left to like follow a girl to like be like a cross punk and like be a traveling kid or whatever.
Right.
And he would talk about what he was doing as like being like this just like pure thing and that like everybody should do it. And I felt like a dad where I'm like, your life is only possible because like passerby on the street feel bad for you.
Right.
And give you things.
Right.
And like your parents feel bad and like Venmo you stuff because they do not want you to do this.
Right. Yeah. Anything.
Yeah. It's like you really, in order to live free like that, you have to be holding like 8 people who love you so much hostage.
Yeah, and blissfully oblivious of like just the wake of emotional distress that you leave behind you.
Yeah,
basically. Like that.
Yeah, you have to be really selfish. Where you're like, yeah, my mom cries all the time, but like I'm free.
Yeah, dude, this is like it's just like unbridled solipsism, where you're like, I'm the only person who like my enjoyment of life is paramount to everybody else in my life. And dude, I've got people in my family like that, and you're just like, and they are having a good time, which is fucked.
The more I think about the world, the more I think like psychopath and like sociopath and like narcissism, it's got to be like 40%.
Definitely. Absolutely. Well, that's like the conservative argument is like the reason, like you'll hear Ben Shapiro talk about this, where he's like, yeah, conservatism makes sense because people are largely self-interested, which seems like a huge amount of projection. You know what I mean? It's like to just say I'm self-interested, therefore most people are. It's like, I don't know, man. I feel like that's not an accurate assessment of like the way we should be doing things.
No.
Yeah. It's fucking weird shit. But you're right. I think it's way more people than we actually diagnose.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, because to my knowledge, the only people to my knowledge who have ever been diagnosed with things like that, it's purely just like us diagnosing them on this podcast. I don't know anybody who's like gone to a doctor and been like, I have BPD or whatever. It's just like you and me like, I reckon. It's just you and I looking at like girl comedian like social media and we're like, yeah, we know what she has. As doctors. As learned doctors.
Well, I'll have to find the article again. I think it was for like the New York Times. It was for some prestigious publication. They have an author there who is like a diagnosed sociopath. And I think she might even be like the breadwinner of the household too. And she has all of these articles written like from her perspective of like being a sociopath and like how how she's able to like have a family with a husband, like with children and all this stuff. And like she recognizes that at times her sociopathy like hurts them, but she feels absolutely nothing about it. Mm-hmm. And it's her explaining to you why it's okay and why like we still need to accept people who are sociopaths, but like it feels like it's from an entirely like unreliable narrator, right? Where it's like, well, of course you think this. I wish I could. I'll have to dig this up. Maybe I'll post it in the Discord because it's hard because it's halfway compelling, but then there are all these tells in the article where it's like, wait a minute here.
Yeah.
This is fucked up.
Yeah, same with like I'm not gonna say their names or whatever, but like some close friends of ours, I was hanging out with them and this like YouTuber chick, and she was talking to us about how she had like borderline or whatever, and how like
oh yeah, she's a self-proclaimed narcissist.
Yeah, she's like, and talking about how like it's really hard for her and how like people shouldn't have such a negative attitude about it, and she was so persuasive. I was like, maybe she's right, and then like the moment she left my home, I was like, oh no, I never want to see that bitch again. Yeah. I am so glad she is out of my home.
That's what they're good at, dude.
Yeah.
That's what they're... Well, yeah.
It's like, damn, I just like... entered a conversation that had been scripted and like played my part in it.
Yeah. She had a mission basically in in holding court like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were trying to like narcissistic, not full on narcissist, but like narcissistic tendencies are like a big thing with people in my family and my girlfriend's family, and. So, like, all the time we'll send each other, like, back and forth, like, stuff, like, signs of, like, how to recognize narcissism in people. And there was this thing...
Because you're afraid you've been, like, bitten by the zombie and you're just waiting.
Well, that's kind of how narcissism works.
Yeah.
Is, like, if you are the child or, like, grandchild of somebody with narcissism, and, like, if there's somebody... If there's a root of narcissism in my family, we all know who the fuck it is. It's
whoa, the king.
It's the only 70-year-old in Kent Island who can bench press 300 pounds. Sorry, 220 pounds, depending on what day you catch him. And it's like, yeah, like it'll like that will disperse down through the generations, like depending on how much time you spend with them, because you learn, that's how you learn behaviors.
And then we get to you, and you're just like, I'm pretty sure I'm amazing at stocks.
I mean, what can I say, Brendan? Look, I have this energy in me. I need to be a conduit and use it for good, okay? and that good being stacking my portfolio. I need to nourish my portfolio, Brendan. But she was like this. A sign of narcissistic tendencies in a person is when they're telling you a story, when they just say the name of a person instead of explaining to you the relationship that person is to you. Does that make sense? Like, so they'll be telling a story, and instead of saying my sister, they'll be like, Sarah.
Yeah, and you'll be like, who?
Right, and then...
okay, that makes sense.
Does it? Because I'm trying to...
I think so, because it's like, to them, like, subconsciously, they're like, everybody knows me, because I'm the center of the universe.
Yeah, they're
so why would I have to explain, like, my inner workings?
Right. They're locked into the narrative of their life. Like, they're always reading the storybook of their own life.
Yeah.
I definitely knew people like that. There was my buddy who became a psychologist. He gave me this DVD where this guy talked about like the cycles in the storyscape, like how like, and narcissistic people are especially susceptible to it. The way like the storyscape is how like we all essentially like we all have this tendency to turn experiences that should just be raw experiences like into narratives to be retold, to like to essentially frame our lives in, and part of its influence,
especially I mean comedians.
Right now, I mean
it's a nightmare.
Look what we're doing right now,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Like how many like back when we did stand up and like I have so many things in my life that I've retold them on stage so many times I have zero memory of how they actually happen. Yeah, and I have no idea how much of it is lies.
And the whole thing is when you take a storytelling class, they tell you that's okay. They tell you to blend experiences together, that because it's about reworking experiences that should be meaningful only to you into a story for an audience.
Yeah. Which like when it's for an audience, sure, but then like I've found myself like that story comes up in conversation, and then I'm like at a party telling a group of people an extremely rehearsed, largely false version of events.
Yeah,
and I'm just being like, wow, I'm insane. I am crazy.
It's real shit. But what's crazy is, so I had a friend. She's very locked into the storyscape. It's kind of like what validates her whole existence. And she has a hard life, but I think part of the way she validates herself is by like storyifying everything that happens to her, and then like serving it to you because she needs other people to believe that she's the protagonist as much as she needs to believe it to like keep going. It's something a lot of people are locked into. But yeah, comedians fucking especially, dude.
Yeah, it's I would love to shed that of myself. But it's difficult. You know what is the worst is that this podcast has been going on long enough that I guarantee each of us have brought up a story that we've told before. The other one doesn't remember it. We tell it to the other one again, but now with new embellishments.
Oh, I've had this. I've had this same thought. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this weekend.
Yeah. And I just have this nightmare of someone like cutting together like two different tellings of the same story.
They do that with podcast. Have you ever searched like podcast hosts lying like on YouTube? There are all these compilations of like Luis Gomez lying, like Nick Mullen lying. Well, I mean, it's inevitable. I
mean, the human brain like does not store memories correctly.
No, not at all, dude. Well, and the function of storing memories is like if you don't get good sleep, because like REM sleep, they think the purpose of REM sleep is to sort and categorize your short-term memories for the day. Mm-hmm. And if you fucking are not getting good sleep, or if you're like experiencing any kind of mental unrest, it seriously affects your short-term memory.
Yeah.
Which like eventually affects your long-term memory, obviously. So like nobody knows what the fuck is going on, Brendan. Your life is essentially a thread that's unraveling as you're living it. You know what I mean? You have to go back and interview people like L.A. Noire just to be like, hey, what was I really like? Can you please tell me?
Yeah, especially when I tell stories about like that, like my early 20s, because it's like, all right, so then I was drunk every night, so that did not get written down correctly in my brain.
Yeah, dude. It's so fucking weird. I'm trying to shed it and just like be conscious of the fact that like, because I think I used to like impulsively embellish because of like stand-up brain, and now I'm like, no, there's ways to do it. Like, it's one thing if you're fucking doing a show or like but there's ways to just exist and like take your experiences for what they are and not need to have them like even necessarily have like a universal moral or like I don't know. It's hard to fucking explain.
This might be autistic, but like that's having a girlfriend is good practice for that, because it's like it's like when Bae asks me about my day, I just tell her. I don't have to kill.
Right. No, actually, you're right. Same feeling, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I feel like this is an unhinged episode.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I think this is I think this is real shit, and I think this is something that people who listen to podcasts definitely notice also.
Yeah,
I mean, this is, like I said, this is something any comedian will tell. Like, they tell you to do this when you take, and granted, maybe the people running UCB are kind of unhinged, but that's what they tell you to do.
Yeah.
I don't think it's unhinged.
Yeah. It's almost like they have a vested interest in you lying for them.
That's
like you teach your class to lie, and then when they accuse you, you're like, "What? They're all liars." Look at them. What, you think I did that to them?
Yeah, like the people at UCB are like, "Yeah, so I'm not going to pay you, but you're going to want to tell people that I did because it'll sound better."
Yeah,
for you and for me. Yeah, you don't want your parents to know that you're doing unpaid work, do you? Tell them you got paid. That's the UCB policy here. Lie to your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. All right, did we get off topic? Was there something else about Rat? You were talking about your friend? Like,
I don't think I had
a narcissist.
Yeah, I forget. I forget what I was talking about. So
I'm
more interested now in just like unraveling our pathos.
I mean, I'm just trying to be a good person.
Yeah.
That's the best you can do.
It's hard.
It's fucking hard, dude.
Yeah.
It's especially right now when things are
Sinning is so easy.
Oh, Brendan.
It is the easiest thing.
They want you to do it.
Yeah.
Everybody's telling you to do it.
You look back on your sins, you're like, ugh.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, I got
nothing gets my goat like my past sins.
Right. Well, I waffle on sin, dude. I'll be honest. I waffle on sin. Some sin's pretty tight. There have been some tight sins in my life. Certainly I can look back at sin and be like, all right, well, I'm not doing that, but enjoy it in a fuzzy kind of way, in like a memory kind of way. The problem is when you start embellishing your sins, and then you got to answer for them.
Yeah. Yeah, then you're in the confessional booth embellishing to the priest, trying to kill.
Oh, yeah. No, well, the worst is you've been embellishing, and then you're like in the confessional, and you're trying to separate your sins. All your sin is stuck together, like the pages of a magazine, and you're trying to separate one sin from the other because you consolidated some of them when you were telling that story on stage. And then the priest is just like, hey, man. Like,
it is fucked up that, like, this is going to... I say this in like the least positive, not like self-inflating way, but like artist brain is like diabolically like programmed to just like turn your life into a screenplay where it's like, oh, we don't need that character. That's too much exposition there. Combine these two people.
Yeah. You're just Patch Adamsing. You're just fucking. You're like, all right, we got to make this person a chick because it'll be more.
Yeah. You do it like Chernobyl, where you're like, all right, we're gonna make up a woman here to represent science.
Yeah, nobody knows that. Like,
man, Hollywood has gotten so out of hand that now my memories have been recast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look back, it's me and a bunch of white Muslims all hanging out.
You've got a perfectly divided group of friends. Mm-hmm. You got hanging out with two black girls, fucking a couple Jewish guys. You got some Armenians, and there were Armenians in rural PA for some reason.
Yeah.
And those were your 6 perfectly diverse friends that you grew up with.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's very, very, very fucking weird. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get in the weeds with this Storyscape thing. I feel like I freaked you out a little bit.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Honestly, like this is the longest conversation I've had with anyone other than my girlfriend in person in months.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'm just kind of like it's fine.
Yeah.
But I think I am just a little bit anxious about like being in the same room as someone
who came from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm almost positive I don't have COVID.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if you do. I can't get COVID. I decided I can't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm taking my vitamin D, Brendan. I'm walking around. I'm getting sun. I've got vitamin D gel. I'm trying to help you.
I really hope that Wowo's brain isn't in me somehow. I am impervious to the worst disease on earth.
I don't think I can get it. All evidence I have thusly would indicate that I can't, that they don't want me to get it. Whoever wants people to get COVID, much like they want me to win at the stock market. Brandon, I'm telling you, there's something going on, and it's all good stuff. You gotta manifest, dude. And I'm manifesting antibodies. All right, I'm sorry. I'm freaking you out. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I think it will be okay.
Yeah.
If it's any reassurance. We can go back to doing Zoom ones after this.
Yeah, it'll probably be fine.
Okay.
We need to start doing video anyway.
Yeah, we do have to start doing video.
Yeah.
So you kind of got like Bickle brain right now, where you're just like chilling. Well, you have a girlfriend, which eliminates Bickle brain. Although I guess he kind of had a girlfriend too. but you're just in your room, probably like tipping your 2 computer monitors over with both your feet, like you're giving birth. You look like you're about to push a fucking baby
I'm
out.
tipping over a curved gaming monitor. Yeah, I am shitty, Travis Bickle.
I mean, look,
I got a big box of granola bars spilled out on the floor.
You're actually doing better than he was doing. Because you actually have granola bar. Travis Bickle wouldn't fucking be eating granola bars. He'd be eating fucking treats and candy. I watched Taxi Driver with Bay like last week.
Dude, me too.
Yeah. It's a good watch with a girlfriend, dude.
Yeah, it's a good watch with a girlfriend, except I made the mistake of did I say this on mic?
Say it again.
I made the mistake of telling her, I'm like, this movie has a lot of Coward Hour themes.
You said this in the group chat.
Yeah. And then it got to the scene where Scorsese is in the back of the cab, just like, you know who lives there? And she's like, is this the Coward Hour part?
And he's like, what a 44 Magnum will do to a woman's pussy, that you should see. You should see.
It's so crazy that's like, he's like, yeah, of my whole career, that's where I'm going to act.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? He's in that movie twice.
Yeah.
He's in front of the fucking campaign building as well, and he's noticeably in front of it. So you're like, is that the same guy? Like, yeah. Well, it was funny because so Bay kind of like caught on to the fact that like Travis was like talking a lot of shit because like even when he was working out, she's like, that's bad form. I'm like, nice, you get it. Like yeah, he's not actually changing his lifestyle. So then when that dude robs the store, and like this is after Travis like practices with the guns and all that, Bae is on the phone because we're watching over like we're doing like screen share over Skype, and so that guy's robbing the store, and she's like, what are you gonna do, man? She's like, you got your fucking gun on you, shoot him, big man. She's like, you got your guns, why don't you? She thought he wasn't gonna do it. And then he fucking shoots the guy to death, and she goes, Nick, oh my god. She completely flipped out. I was like, you thought he wouldn't do it, didn't you, babe? It was a perfect moment. I wish I could relive it. Oh yeah, I don't think she liked it ultimately. I think she was I think she like the ending really upset her.
Yeah, I don't know how much Bae liked it. She at the end she was like, "Yeah, I'm glad I watched it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely I didn't like it.
But it was in the reason we watched it is because normally I'll go over and we'll go through like what's in her like saved like list on Netflix. And I saw Taxi Driver in there and I was like, "Ooh, definitely that one."
Yeah.
100%.
She just thought she should get around to it at some point like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. She's like, "Oh, that's a famous good movie."
Yeah. The way my girlfriend loves drama, so like the way I tried to like sell it to her like, yeah, it's juicy.
A lot of salacious details.
Yeah, it was basically like, yeah, I was very vague about like what it was about. Because she hates violence.
Yeah. Also, like, I mean, our girlfriends are on high alert now for like, hey, do you want to watch this movie? And it's like, oh, what's it about? It's like, well, it's about a man who hunts pedophiles. She's like, nope, next. Nope.
Well,
absolutely not.
she messes with me because we watched. So like we're like crushing some anime right now, which I'm like which I like to do. And there's this cute like movie called Ride Your Wave by this guy Masakai Yuasa, pretty wild animation style, and it's like a sweet movie. But he also did this show called like Devilman Crybaby on Netflix, which is a show about a dude who deliberately sins so that he can. There are these raves where like everybody's like fucking and doing drugs, and if you sin enough, a devil will enter your body and like take you over and start killing people. But he sins enough that it gets a devil to enter his body so that he can like kill other devils. It's a great show, but it's crazy. And so Bae was like, I want to see more stuff by this guy. And I was like, well, there's this show Devilman, but you won't like it. And she's like, why do you think I won't like it? I'm like, because it's just like rape and violence, like for 10 episodes. I was like, we're not going to watch that. And she started fucking watching it. She was texting me. She's like, this Devilman show is really good. I was like, what the fuck? Let me watch it with you. She got into it. So I have no idea what she thinks of violence. I can't tell. I think she doesn't. I think she says she doesn't like it, but sometimes I don't know.
Yeah.
Look, we're still fresh in the relationship. I don't know what my Bae's opinion on gore is yet, which is very important.
We got to get her on some classic. You know how like you have you know how like you sent me that link on archive.org where it's like someone VHS taped Adult Swim for 8 hours in 2013 or
2003,
2003. I wish that there was a way to do that with like the internet.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I mean, like kind of that's what archive.org does, but not well.
Right, and a lot of it now.
Yeah, like if you could just like someday just like assemble my sons before me and give them a nice CRT monitor and tell them, all right, you're gonna go on 4chan and you're not gonna log off until you're a man.
Dude, it's the total like. It's their trial. It's their hero's trial or whatever. Yeah, you have to you got to spend 4 hours in the 4chan tank, and you can come out once you've like
before they got all political.
Right.
Yeah. When I just want you to see fucked up shit. I don't want you to become a Nazi.
When it was just apolitical, completely nonpartisan diagrams of where the bodies were buried.
Yeah.
When it was just completely, narratively images and videos of a young boy who was captured and forcibly given hormones in a cage. There's no agenda there, okay?
No agenda.
No agenda at all.
Yeah, because now now all the Q guys on 4chan, if they saw that post, they'd be like, yeah, this is what the government's doing to me. You'd be like, no, it's not a metaphor. I'm just evil. I'm just an evil guy on the internet.
How awesome would that be?
It's like, oh, so this is what Nancy Pelosi wants. And they're like, no.
The amount of these guys like, no, I'm really give me credit.
Yeah.
I really captured a boy. I am not working for Nancy Pelosi. Jesus Christ, I put so much work into this.
Yeah. I am a serial killer. It's like, all right, George Soros.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm sure that some of the 4chan old heads are just. You're right. They've got to be so disgusted to see it just become a breeding ground for Nazis. They're like, I thought we
stood for nothing. I thought we stood for nothing, and now look at this.
Yeah, damn, dude. I do. It was hitting me hard.
Yeah.
You can't go back. The internet especially, you can't go back. It's really crazy. I've even tried looking up shit on the Internet Archive. It's most of it's not there.
Most of it's not there at all.
A lot of
I had trouble finding I was trying to just read an article from the Miami Herald from the 90s, and I couldn't. It was impossible.
Yeah, dude. They're specifically Travis the Ultimate Documentary is a great example.
Yeah,
you can't fucking find that anymore. I was trying today. I got nostalgic. This is going to be the gayest thing I've ever said on mic. When I was a big fan of the Gorillaz, the cartoon pop band. In middle school, there was a web comic about the gorilla. It was an original story about the gorillas on an adventure that I loved. I kept up with this thing fucking every week, and I tried to find it. It's been obviously whoever created it in the last 10 years realized how embarrassing it was and successfully pulled it.
Oh, it was a fan thing.
It was a fan thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it was a fan web comic about the gorillas on an adventure.
Yeah,
and in some ways, I'm envious because, the fact that you successfully got an embarrassing thing off the internet, that's a big W for you, right? There's still photos of me from Uncle Dave's comedy flyers that I cannot get to go away. There was one photo I was using. It's so fucking embarrassing, dude. I didn't have a headshot. I couldn't get a headshot. So the photo that I was using that they were blowing up and putting on flyers and when I would headline was a photo of me, hair wet because I just got out of the shower, leaning, basically doing the Burt Reynolds lean, head on one arm on my bed, and then I made it black and white to make it look kind of professional. So they were just for
so they're oh yeah, we'll just print a sext.
So for 2 years, dude, there would be I would be featuring at the Red House Tavern, and it would be Brandon Brody, who has he's got professional headshots, and then right under him, me in my parents' house, wet. And those are still online. But this
I found my DeviantArt a little while ago.
Oh, what did you put on there, dude?
Nothing embarrassing, but it's just I just did some comics and drawings and stuff. But I did manage to figure out what my password was just to delete my old cringe photography.
Oh, you had photography?
Yeah, just with a point and shoot. I'd try to light my guitar all artistic.
Oh, you're taking pictures of your guitar?
Yeah,
which is that
just so horrible.
That's almost as cool as playing the guitar. It's just taking well lit pictures of your guitar.
Yeah.
Do you remember? This is while I'm thinking back to embarrassing shit people did online. Do you remember T. Brad Hudson? Oh, I shouldn't say his name. I know, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he was the steampunk guy, right?
No, that's Tommy Simbaza. Tommy is at least good with his hands. T. Brad ran Drink Till We're Funny in Timonium at High Tops.
Oh, I did these shows.
Yeah. So I guess he told everybody that he was that he had had a good year, he had made some money, and that he was going to Ireland for a month. And so Drink Till We're Funny went away for a month or whatever. He's like, yeah.
Which, by the way, horrible name.
Yeah.
Don't tell the audience that this is going to be bad.
Yes, exactly.
They will know.
Right. Ironically, that was one of the best shows in Baltimore Towson. But he was a fucking weird guy. And was always nice to me. I should say that. So he told everybody, he's like, yeah, I gotta get back to my roots. I gotta go visit Ireland for a bit. And so he told everybody he was going to Ireland. Every day he was posting different pictures of like, you know, like him in bars, like the shores, the fucking hills, all this shit, like all the places in Ireland that you go. Except he posted one picture of a hand holding a beer at a bar, and everybody was like, that is not T. Brad's hand. What the fuck is going on? So people started reverse image searching the pictures, and like within a day, people were like, oh, he's stealing photos from another account of somebody who actually went to Ireland, and he's just posting them on Facebook. And then apparently what he was really doing is like he just like was doing cocaine in his parents' basement for like a month. So he was just getting like keyed up, waking up at like 7 a.m. and then just like scouring the web for pictures of Ireland.
Wait, so he was like matching the time difference.
Something like that, yeah.
Why?
Dude, nobody knows why he did this. It's especially like he had, by the way, at this point, like it's not like he was like he had a son. Like he had a son who was like a teenager, and I don't know what the fuck I mean, I assume that kid was friends with him on Facebook, but yeah, he just had this crazy charade that went on for like weeks, where he lied about going to Ireland. And
if he did it like as a bit, pretty good bit, but it sounds like he did not.
No, he was going through something.
He was like, I need people to think that I am a very successful open mic bar show booker.
It's like, yeah, what is even the end game there? Mm-hmm. Which is just great because, like, dude, it would be one thing to say like, yo, I need a break. I gotta stop running the show for a month. I'm gonna go off, take some time myself, and then just fucking go do cocaine in your parents' basement. It's like nobody cares. You don't have to invent a story that nobody was gonna ask about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like comedy sucks. So if you're like, oh yeah, you know, the shows aren't gonna happen for a month, everybody's like, great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
or even better, he could just be like, yo, who wants to run the show for a month? He would have had a dozen takers. You know. Mm-hmm. Maybe, I'm sure he did do that. I'm sure somebody else did run it. But, so I was thinking...
We should do that with this podcast.
What? Just lie?
Yeah, just be like, hey, we're, just upload, like, a different podcast for a month and then just spiral.
Just post photos of us in, like, impossible places.
Yeah, just be like, all right, guys, we're going on vacation. And then we just upload, episodes of Lemaire's podcast Alt Black.
Yeah. And like one day like we just post pictures of like Sun Records in Nashville. We're like, love Elvis, he's so happy to be on vacation. The next day, like, we're posting pictures of the Eiffel Tower. People are like, it is impossible. Yeah. There's no way that you could have gotten there in time.
I feel like there are comics who have done like fake tours to like get like a little bit of credit.
Oh, know? I fully believe that.
Yeah.
Dude, let's go back to the conversation we were talking about before. Do you think they wouldn't do that? Do you think they're above that?
Well, me and Dan were gonna create an entirely fake show that the entire purpose of it was to try to get spots on other shows by implying we'll book them on ours. And the show is not going to exist. We were just going to make a flyer every month, just like pick comics, throw them on, doesn't matter who, what's going to happen.
So awesome.
And then we were going to have like an Instagram where we upload photos of like big crowds, be like another great show, we had a drop in from this guy. Just make fake photos, then just make it look like we made like a rectangular flyer instead of a square one, and when you upload it to Instagram, it cuts off what bar it's at.
Oh, that's so fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
That's so good.
So we're going to do that and just see how long it would take for anyone to notice.
Oh, you should do that.
We should do
when
it.
Comedy,
still.
don't do comedy. Just do that.
Yeah,
when
we
back.
should do it now, and people will just be furious that we're like breaking lockdown.
Oh yeah, dude! People will be blogging about you.
Yeah.
You'll be on the Twitter hit list for sure. Actually, what you should do is you should make up people who run it too. You should whip the entire internet up into a frenzy over two people who don't exist and a show that is not happening.
Yeah. That was another thought of ours. Is I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if we then get dragged for like booking too many white men for a show that does not exist?
This is the ultimate scam. You start doing a fake show. It's explicitly a mask off show. Like you advertise that like on the flyer. Like y'all don't need to wear your masks, and it's hosted by like a black lady and a gay Asian dude, and then people don't know what to do. They're like, do we drag these people? And the lineups are all white as well. So like, and that's how you accidentally drag like Brendan Cooney into it. You just like put Brendan Cooney on a lineup.
Yeah, I mean that was the plan, was just take people's headshots, because like what's gonna happen? Like someone sees, they're like, I'm not on that show. No one's gonna post like, I am not on this show tonight. They're just gonna be like, that's weird, and then they're gonna like DM like, hey, do I have a spot? And then you just don't respond. They'll be like, all right, that was weird.
Yeah, Brendan, this is basically the perfect crime, dude.
Yeah.
This is like this is incredible. Look, see, you got a little whoa blood in you. I can tell.
Well, it's just that stand-up comedy in Los Angeles is so cruel that this is literally my best idea of how to get booked.
It's just retaliation, dude.
Ooh, you know what would be good, though, is just pick comics that we don't like and just say that they're headlining this maskless show.
Yes.
And then
that's exactly,
they'll get fucking dragged.
Dude, that is exactly right. Wow,
yeah.
This is heinous. This is Machiavellian, Brendan.
Yeah.
This is full on. This is the Prince. This is the Art of War. This is like awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love that. Let's get on. The minute we're done with this podcast, let's hop into Photoshop, dude. Let's steal Photoshop. I don't want there to be a single legal thing about this entire affair.
We're gonna use GIMP.
Oh, I remember using GIMP to this is so bad. I remember using GIMP to make like 16-bit sprites of myself and put myself in my favorite video games.
Oh my god!
Yeah, well, I was so like, I love arcade games. There's this game for SNK put out called Metal Slug. That was like my favorite game when I was like 12, and so I was on a forum called Metal Slug Database, and people would do sprite comics, and I would download sprite sheets of the Metal Slug characters and then like edit like pixel by pixel, change them in GIMP to look like me, and I would give myself the fucking best gun ever. I would give myself the best gun in the game, and then I would just like arrange me and other people on the forum to look like we're having like a party, like in the Metal Slug backgrounds. and then you post those every day, just like, does anybody think this is good? Like, I wish we could all hang out.
Oh god. Yeah, it's sad that experience is gone. Of just like I remember arguing with my parents because they a couple years, I would say like till like 10th grade, summer vacation comes and I don't have friends the whole summer.
Right.
And then like I'd go to school and I'd be like, oh, I have friends, and then they would continue to hang out all summer, and then I would just like be in my house.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks, dude.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Turned out okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But I remember arguing with my parents because they were like, you need to like make friends and like leave the house. And I remember arguing with them that I had friends, and just because they're online doesn't mean that it doesn't count.
You know what? I had the same argument, but it paid off because I wound up living with all of them in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You know what?
I was like, hey, me and the brickfilms.com community are tight.
Dude, some of those people are probably... I had something that sent chills down my spine on Twitter because of that. So I was part of a forum where I was so obnoxious. I mean, look, you know me. I was posting shirtless pictures of myself on Facebook.
Yeah. I
was getting in trouble with local moms.
Yeah, so I can't imagine what you were doing on like the more anonymous parts of the internet.
Brendan, I was posting shirtless pictures of myself. I was flexing like Bruce Lee with nunchucks and just posting shirtless pictures of my 15 to 16-year-old body on Film Cow forums. And
so this was Robert's like.
Yeah, it was Robert's friend Jason. Yeah, this is like
I know what you mean.
And I was so obnoxious that like of the few hundred or thousand people on this forum, whenever I would post, I was so obnoxious that there became this meme of people would be like posting in a Nick Oldershaw thread, being like, "Oh, this fucking guy," you know, like Nick Oldershaw thread was a thing. And every 3 years or so, a different total stranger will comment on one of my tweets. I don't know them. We don't have any mutuals. They will just comment posting in a Nick Oldershaw thread. And it happened again. It happened again a couple days ago. I got retweeted for a joke, and this dude, no mutuals, have no idea who he is, fucking posted it. And I started to respond to him. I was like, every time this happens, my stomach starts churning. And then he deleted it, and I was like, ugh, that makes me feel way worse. It's just weird how like the ghosts of old internet, you think it's all gone, and then the ghosts of old internet will still find ways to haunt you, dude.
Yeah.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
But what can I say?
What can I say?
What else can I say?
Posting in a Nick Oldershaw thread.
So bad, dude. I was up to absolutely no good. I'm pretty sure I was posting like, oh, this is so bad. I feel like, I swear to God, I remember posting like audio recordings of myself doing the Heath Ledger Joker monologue. Just post audio. But this is yeah, dude, that bad. Because I thought I was gonna go to the American Music and Dramatic Academy in New York, an audition that my girlfriend's mother drove me to. I like went in, did my first monologue, which was they wanted you to pick one from like a play. I picked one from like American Beauty. I was like, plays are gay. I'm a movie guy.
Yeah.
So I went in there, did a monologue from American Beauty, looking at my feet the whole time. The other people in there, they brought props. There are people who can fucking dance. Like they've been in like especially like gifted and talented programs, funneling them to this. And I just had my girlfriend.
Was this a high school or a college?
This was AMDA was a college. It was a very expensive college. I never would have been able to pay for it.
Yeah.
So my girlfriend and her mom were kind enough to drive me there. They dropped me off. It was like a fucking 2-hour drive. This is one of this memory still makes me fucking cringe, dude. So I went in there, did a monologue from American Beauty. Looked up the 4 people who were like there to judge me, judge based on my audition, like whether I was right for the school. They looked visibly confused. they were like, okay, thank you. You can go back out and wait in the hall with the other actors, and we'll call you in for the second part of your interview whenever we get through the rest of the auditions. And I just like went back out to the hall. I like looked at everybody else and like. Just like I got that really like chills are like shooting down my back. I'm just like I'm basically like disassociating. I feel like I'm like looking at the top of my head from like a satellite view, and I was like, man, I don't know if I know what I'm doing with my life. I think I might be completely rudderless. And so I just bailed. I left the building. I did not go back for the second part of my interview. And I just like waited for like 30 minutes for my girlfriend and her mom to like pull back up where we agreed that we'd meet. And they were like, how'd it go? I was like, I think it went pretty good. I think I'm going to get in. So bad. Oh, fuck.
Damn, Jesus Christ, dude.
It was fucking bad. There are a couple moments in my life that I look back on and I'm just like, whoa. And that is one of them. That's what I mean, where it's like, I go back to this analogy of like, you feel like one of those guys driving an 18-wheeler and like it's just lost control and you're just looking for one of those ramps to crash your truck on. It's that feeling.
And that big gravel ramp for when your brakes are cut. But it's like a meme photo and it's just labeled wife.
Oh my God. So bad. I'm glad that I'm making marginally better decisions now.
Yeah. Until 5 years go by and we look at this podcast, we're like, what were we thinking? Oh my God.
Maybe.
How many downloads? We'll never get it erased. It'll never go away. Fuck!
I do feel that, but this is the one thing I think that I'm genuinely proud of. Do you want to know something fucking crazy?
Yeah.
So many people are listening now that my mother has a student, and my mother doesn't tell her kids about my podcast, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. But one of her students in her Zoom class asked her, like, hey, are you Nick Oldershaw's mom? And she was like, yeah, why? And she was like, well, she goes, my parents listen to his podcast. They wanted me to ask you. And like, dude, it's so, because like my dad told, I was talking to my mom and my dad on the phone, and they told me that, and like I froze. Like I got like crazy like hair standing on end again, like holy shit. But my parents were like, how cool is that? And I was like, yeah, I guess it's actually cool. It's kind of tight.
Yeah.
I'm proud of the podcast.
What if Raz listens to this?
If Raz, if you're listening, I hope you're still milking that 12 grand, dude.
Yeah.
I hope you made it last.
Congrats on your success, brother. You deserve it more than anyone.
I really hope you got
Even if you did piss yourself on my friend Kelly's mom's couch and then grope a 16-year-old girl in your sleep.
Well, if it was in his sleep, who can blame him, dude? That's sleepwalk rules. It's weird they let him stay at it's weird that he stayed at Kelly's house, at a girl's house.
Yeah, isn't it? Well, Kelly's parents were like old hippies, and it was like an addition on the house, so like it didn't really feel like.
Oh, okay.
So we would just do whatever in there, and
those are the best.
Yeah.
Just fucking like essentially like suburban pool houses where just like anything could happen in here.
Yeah. It's like we're drinking, smoking weed. 45-year-old's gonna piss himself sleeping here.
Oh, is there a bar in that place?
No.
Oh, fuck. Is there a pool table?
No. No, it's just like a little little room with like a couch and an N64 and like.
Oh, what more do you need?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. All right, man. I feel like this is a good one for this week. I feel like we're back in the groove. I have missed doing this in person with you.
Yeah. As soon as I stop freaking out, good rhythm.
Okay. I think it'll be okay, Brent. I'll start.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I can do. I can start wearing my mask when we do these. I can just wear my mask over the mic. Then
we're gonna start filming it. Then we're gonna be wearing masks, and then all our Nazi listeners are gonna stop listening because we're wearing masks.
That is, and I don't want to lose them, Brandon. they're such a huge part of our demographic.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Is there anything we need to plug?
No. But please subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/cowardhour.
Yes.
Go to cowardhour.com. You can join our Discord.
Oh, and get on the Reddit. People are joining the Reddit. Get on the Reddit, dude.
Yeah. Start shit posting.
Yeah, I post. That's right. Like I update the Reddit regularly, but shit post. Make memes out of us, dude. Meme me.
See if you can find old Nick Oldershaw content from the internet. Post it there.
Okay, sure. Why not? Do it.
All right. Hell yeah.
See you guys.
Knock, knock, open up, it's me, the crazy, shady, faded fucker, so rock the G. See a lady, make a baby, lead her on in peace. Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up, portfolio, showing growth, fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self-suck. Oh fuck, I busted already, I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady, now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo, heavy petting on a Friday night. Talking bashing the bishop, more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it just right. Got my candles in the fishnets cause it's on tonight. Oh, that's right, it's time to fillet. No need to debate me, I suck until I go ooh-wee and spray my white pee-pee. I got that ski.